Her volume is
She
off,
took her
but also
glasses off.
she sent a message that there's a TV playing in the background that was distracting.
There was a who playing in the background?
Said she had sent a message that someone's TV is playing in the background and it's distracting.
Oh, I don't. Oh, in her background?
Yeah, it was in her background.
Oh, in her background. Oh, okay. All right.
All right.
Before you respond, Brother Young, no, Brunson, you tell them yourself, because Brunson being messy, y'all.
I'm not being messy.
I'm gonna let her go ahead and do it.
I'm not being messy because in my statement I said we includes myself. Thank you. We includes myself, but I said it's almost as well, not almost. Actually my exact words are we are becoming thorny ground. Letting the kids of life
choke.
That's good piece. Choke it all that.
All right, Esther.
This sister, a little while ago, Sister Ray sent a message saying, I am hearing a TV and it's distracting.
Oh, yeah, we got that part. I thought you were looking to say something else before that.
I think I'm saying something.
Well, she just put something, I think, the chat in response to being here.
She says, I'm here. I'm not okay.
Yeah.
That's Ray. Because I know Ray. I know Ray. I know how Ray is. I know how she can be. And I know when she get to the camera off, I knew. Yeah. I love you, Ray. We'll be all right. But these are hard conversations. People steer away from them. But when you steer away from them, like anything else, it only festers. Hard conversations have to be had as well. Just to what? Get stuff out in the open. And then people can what? Move forward. Even for me, I had to share my truth. Because if not, I can't move forward. Because this is in me. I needed it to be known. This is where I am. And that's my truth. Okay? I didn't see a little girl go outside. I ain't seen neither one of them go outside.
They all front?
Yes. All right. Oh, gee, not while I'm here. All right. Anybody else? All right. So know that Minister Brunson will be here next Tuesday. She's going to do a review, or she's going to teach, whichever how she decides to move forward. I have great confidence in her, and as it relates to Annapolis, I have that next Tuesday. And I'm having to pray about that as well. Yeah. All right. So, are we okay? Do we need a few minutes to regroup? Do I need to sing a song to help y'all be soothed? No song? Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb that Pharaoh had no knowledge about. Mary, I'm not singing it. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. No, the best thing is to take people from tears. I got to make them smile. And Sister Beth gave the biggest smile on here. We got some real churchy folk over here. Don't be talking about I feel like going on. I'm being tortured now, y'all. I'm being tortured.
Whatever we can say.
Right now, y'all ain't singing. So, all right, y'all. We have 30 minutes, and what we're gonna do for that 30 minutes is the recap of 2 weeks ago. It's online. It's online, but we'll just do a quick recap, not the full recap. It's a quick one. What is the first covenant?
Adamant.
Now, those that were here is going to get this one.
Code.
There you go.
Edenic.
The Edenic code.
So the Edenic. Now, for those that weren't here, when I taught y'all earlier on, I said that the Adamic covenant, another name for the Adamic covenant was the Edenic covenant. Scratch that. The Edenic covenant is the first covenant. That's the covenant that's all about what?
The garden.
Eden.
Eden.
It's all about the garden. It's all about Eden itself. Even when he's talking to Adam, he's talking to Adam about what? The garden, Eden itself. All right? That's the first covenant, the Edenic covenant. The second covenant is the Adamic covenant. Okay? Can anybody tell me the core, real quick, what the Adamic covenant involves?
Obedience. The covenant involves the consequences for man, for the man Adam, woman Eve, as well as the serpent.
Yes.
And the core of that is the man, starting with the man would toil.
Of course you would. Of course you would start with Adam first.
Yes. All the days of his life working, scrapping for his meals. And the woman.
Your meal too. Not his meal, your meal too. Your meal too. Your meal too. Yeah. I'm talking about his meal. Your meal too.
And that the woman would bear the pain of childbirth. And the consequence for the serpent is that the serpent will crawl. The serpent will slither around instead of being able to have legs and crawl around as the serpent did. It will slither around, and also the woman's seed would bruise the head of the serpent, and that the serpent would bruise the seed of the woman's heel.
Okay, you got that right. It's just to make sure you say that the seed of the woman bruises the seed of the serpent, and the seed of the serpent will bruise the heel of the seed of the woman. Yeah, just make sure the seed on both sides. Okay, but good stuff. Thank you. What's the next covenant?
Noah.
So who is that covenant for?
For God.
For mankind, all mankind. Would not destroy the earth by flood anymore.
Okay, but ultimately, the covenant was for who?
God, to remind God not to destroy the world with flood again.
Right. And how did he establish that covenant? Through what?
Rainbow.
Through a rainbow. Amen. All right. What is the next covenant?
Mosaic.
The Abrahamic covenant.
I heard Mosaic. I heard Abrahamic. All right, we got a debate on the table. Which one is?
Abrahamic. Sorry. Abrahamic.
All right, Abrahamic. Okay. And what was that covenant about?
That God would make Abram the father of many
nations.
God would make Abram the father of many nations. What else about that is involved in that covenant as you connect it to what you just said? The father of many nations.
Through his sons. Is that right?
Well, Abraham doesn't have sons.
Okay.
He had a son.
A son.
Mm-hmm.
Through his son Isaac, he would become the father of many nations.
Right. But the thing is that he would become the father of many nations, but involved in that covenant itself, the core of it is what? It'll be a people that will become the children of God, and God will be their father.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
That's really ultimately that's what that covenant is all about. But he does it through whom? God does it through whom?
Isaac.
He does it through Abraham.
Oh, Abraham.
Yeah, because we're talking still about the Abrahamic covenant. Now, I will say this, you're not really wrong when you say through Isaac, because Isaac is part of that covenant that God uses to do what he does, because Isaac has who? Jacob and what? Esau. And Jacob is the one that has what? The 12 sons that make up what?
12 tribes.
The 12 tribes of what? Israel.
Israel.
There you go. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Now, those of you that were not here last week or 2 weeks ago, we talked about another covenant I had not mentioned, and it's called the Palestinian covenant.
It came after the Mosaic.
That came after the Mosaic. Right. Which, thank you, I end up skipping the Mosaic covenant before going to the Palestinian covenant. So the next covenant after Abrahamic covenant is what?
The Mosaic.
Is the Mosaic covenant. Now, who is the Mosaic covenant for? All right, Brunson says the people of Israel. But who was the covenant established through? Moses, exactly. So just because it's called the Mosaic covenant doesn't mean the covenant was for who? What? Moses. It was a covenant established through Moses for the nation of Israel, the 12 tribes.
Also called it the Israeli covenant.
Also called it the what? The Israeli covenant. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Next covenant is Palestinian covenant. Okay, huh? Right. So the Palestinian covenant is found Deuteronomy 30th chapter, verse 1 through 9. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1 through 9. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1 through 9. Now it shall come to pass, when all these things come upon you, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before you, and you call them to mind among all the nations where the Lord your God drives you. And you return to the Lord your God and obey his voice, according to all that I command you today, you and your children with all your heart and with all your soul, that the Lord your God will bring you back from captivity, have compassion on you, gather you again from all the nations where the Lord your God has scattered you. If any of you are driven out to the farthest parts under heaven, from there the Lord your God will gather you, and from there he will bring you. Then the Lord your God will bring you to the land which your fathers possessed, and you shall possess it. He will prosper you and multiply you more than your fathers. And the Lord your God will circumcise your heart and the heart of your descendants to the love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul, that you may live. Also, the Lord your God will put all these curses on your enemies and on those who hate you, who persecute you. And you will again obey the voice of the Lord and do all his commandments, which I command you today. The Lord your God will make you abound in all the work of your hand, and the fruit of your body, and the increase of your livestock, and in the produce of your land for good. For the Lord will again rejoice over you for good, as he rejoiced over your fathers. This is what I want you to do. If you got pens, pull your pen out. Not a marker. I want you to pull a pen out. Now it shall come to pass when all these things come upon you, the blessing and the curse which I have set before you, and you will call them to mind among all the nations where the Lord your God drives you, and your return to the Lord your God and obey his voice according to all that I command you today. Underline, command you today. Not just you and your children, with all your heart, with all your soul. Ready? Verse 3. That the Lord your God will, underline that will, bring you back from captivity and have compassion on you and gather you again from all the nations where the Lord your God has scattered you. If any of you are driven out of to the farthest parts of the heaven, from there the Lord your God will, underline will, gather you. And from there he will, underline will, he will bring you. Then the Lord your God will, underline will, bring you to the land which your fathers possessed, and you shall possess it. He will, underline will, prosper you and multiply you more than your fathers. And the Lord your God will, underline will, have y'all caught this by now?
Yeah.
Circumcise your heart and the heart of your descendants to the Lord, to love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul, that you may live. Also, the Lord your God will, underline will, put all these curses on your enemies and on those who hate you, who persecuted you. And you will again obey, put down that will, underline will, again obey the voice of the Lord and do all his commandments and which I command you today. The Lord your God will, underline will, make you abound in all the work of your hand and the fruit of your body and the increase of your livestock and the produce of your land for good. For the Lord will, put it down, underline again, will again rejoice over you for good as he rejoiced over your fathers. How many times do you see the word will? Count them up. All right, Sister Loretta says she got 8.
I got 9.
I got
She
8.
said she got.
I got 9.
You got 9.
I did
I
9.
had 8.
Russell, you got them? Let's see
One-
here.
One of my wills is a shall.
Well, shall is the same thing as
Yeah.
will.
So it's
So if you
9
see
altogether.
shall, underline shall.
It's 9 altogether.
If yours don't say will, but what shall, underline shall. Shall is synonymous with will.
Right.
I know I missed a couple things. That's why I said I got down 8, but I think it's about 11. Oh, wait a minute, this is 9, because I ain't put this right here. Command you today, so that's 9 I got.
Oh. Oh, 11. 11.
I got 10.
11.
It's about 10 or 11, but I know I missed a couple.
11.
So I have 10. It may just depends on translations. So
Okay.
10 to 11. Now, one of those, Ray said she counted 11. One of those is only applicable to who the covenant is for. Verse 8, and you will again obey the voice of the Lord. What kind of a covenant is this one?
Unconditional.
Is it unconditional or conditional? Bronson said conditional. Who said unconditional?
I said unconditional.
Unconditional.
Okay. Sister Tammy, I see your hand. Wait a minute, is it the cursor? Oh, yeah, it's the cursor. I'm sorry. I be having a cursor up there like a big old hand, like somebody waving.
Oh.
Yeah, I got it now. I moved it. Bronson says unconditional. No, Bronson says conditional, and
I said unconditional.
He says conditional.
Conditional.
All right, Brother Sim says conditional. Who said unconditional? I can't
I
remember. Who
did.
was that?
I did.
Sister Claudia? Okay. How is it unconditional?
It says, you shall again obey the Lord. You shall. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Which means that what? It's a condition, right? If there are no ifs, ands, or buts about it, it means it's conditional.
Oh, I thought it was the other way around.
There's no wiggle room.
Oh, I thought it was the other way around.
There's no condition. And so this one is God saying, you will, you will, you will. Well, no, he says, he will, he will, he will, which is what he's going to do. And he says, and you will.
Oh. Okay.
It's conditional. Because, and you, right, he's basically saying it's a one-way contract. He is saying what he does and what we will do. Brother Tim?
I just had a question. Is unconditional and unilateral, are those synonymous, and conditional and bilateral synonymous?
Man, you trying to make my brain work, dude.
Well, I guess
that's an intelligent alpha showing up.
I thought conditional meant if, and if not, then there are consequences. If and if not. I thought that's what conditional meant.
So conditional is if you do this, then there's this. If you don't do this, then there's this.
Right.
That's conditional.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's
unconditional.
Requires a prerequisite.
Unconditional basically says no matter what you do.
Right.
There is no consequence, no repercussions.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But how does this chapter 30 start off? Verse 1. What's in there? 2 words.
Here's what will happen.
The blessings and the curse, which I have set before you, and you call them to mind among all the nations where the Lord your God drives you, and you return to the Lord your God and do what?
Obey him.
Obey his voice. How does it end? In verse?
Will again rejoice over you.
That was verse 9. Because it ends with the same thing about obeying what? The voice. Verse 9. So what makes this conditional is not as visible as it would typically seem. But the whole core of this is what? God is talking about the people of God obeying his voice. All of this is conditional under what? People obeying his voice. That's the requirement. That's the essential piece in the covenant. It involves the people of God obeying his voice. If they obey his voice, then guess what? All of these blessings they will receive. And if they check it out. If they obey his voice, the curses won't be on them or before them. It will be what? Upon their enemies. But the condition is having to what? Obey his voice. That's the condition. There's a whole piece about this covenant, obeying the voice of God. Anyone disagree? You're welcome to refute me. I welcome it. I love a good debate. I love a good debate. Man, I feel like I look like a Chinese man on here. Like, I feel like my gray is like really white. So I need some blue eyes and the white brows. I look like, no. Y'all got that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. See, again, this is where your what? Your tools of studying have to come in place. Because when you are reading a text, you should always look for core of the text. What's the main driving point? Sometimes it's hidden, but at the same time, it's really right there in front of your face. God starts off with his voice being heard and obeyed. And he talks about blessings and curses that were before you. And he ends off by obeying his what? His voice, that all of these things where he says, I will. Okay. But then he says in verse 8, and you will again do what? Highlight that. Verse 8. Everything is what God said he will do. But verse 8 is what? What we are to do. And what we are to do is what? Obey his voice.
Yeah.
And do all his commandments, which he has what? Commanded, ordered us to do, which means what? There is no debate.
Yeah.
Okay? There's no debate.
Mm-hmm.
But the blessing in this is, what condition are the people of God under right now? What is their situation right now? Remember, this is what? The Palestinian covenant.
They're in bondage.
They are held captive by Pharaoh.
Yeah, they're in bondage. You're right, Sister Esther. You're right, and Ray. They were in bondage. Okay? Because we got to remember, under the Mosaic covenant, what happens under the Mosaic covenant? Let me back up. No. Back up, because I remember I put this in. No, that's right. I'm right. So the Palestinian covenant, let me do it this way. It's the conditions by which Israel entered into the land of promise. Y'all with me on that? It's by which they what? Enter into, because they've had the Exodus, they've been through the wilderness, and it's the conditions how are to enter into. This is where God is saying to them, how I'm going to what? Bless you moving forward. But the condition is you must what? Obey my voice. If this is happening right here in Deuteronomy 30, just prior to Joshua, what people of Israel is God talking to?
Oh, the newer generation.
There you go.
This was right at he killed
a whole generation.
Who did, and this was the 19, 20 and younger?
Yeah. This is 19 and under. The only ones that were older than that were who? Joshua and Caleb. Everybody else had been killed. So God is talking to a new generation before they what? Go into the promised land. And the condition of their blessing is what? Obeying the voice of the Lord. Let's dissect this a little bit more. Why do you feel, check this out, this is important to God to relate to the younger generation?
Kill them off.
Because the older generation before them had done what? Had what? Started to disobey the voice of God. So now God is having a conversation, and he's establishing a covenant with them in Palestine, going over to cross into what? Canaan land. Okay? Huh?
Yeah, most about to
be gone. Because Moses is not crossing over. Okay? The only adults are crossing over is Joshua and Caleb. And at this point, they're about around 40 years old. Everybody else in their age group is gone. Died, killed, destroyed in the wilderness. Because why? The very thing he's imposing upon the new generation is the very thing the old generation stopped doing, obeying the voice of God. So he starts off in what? Chapter 30, verse 1, obeying the voice of God. He ends off in that covenant about what they will do is to what? Obey the voice of the Lord and follow all of his commandments that he commands them. Y'all see that? Any questions? So what things, yes, I'm sorry. Okay, so what things did God say he will do? It shouldn't be difficult to find because I told you to underline every place where there was what? Will. So once you see will, you see what? What he'll do. I made it easy for you. Huh?
Make your bound again, rejoice over you. Circumcise your heart. Put all the curses of the enemy. Gather, where is this? Prosper you.
Verse 9 is packed with some good stuff.
Make you the most prosperous. All the work saying him. And in the fruit of your womb.
Yeah. But verse 3, bring you back from captivity. Y'all went straight down to verse 9.
Okay.
You know what I said, what things did the Lord say he would do?
We started not to. You said it because Alicia, I said restore your fortunes.
Yeah.
Gather you again from all the nations where he scattered you.
Did you say
Bring you back?
You better look at your Bible.
To your ancestors, and you will take.
You better look at your Bible. She over there asking me. She about to ask that. Did you say? You better open your Bible back to Deuteronomy 30.
Gather you and bring you back.
And go to verse 3. It's right there.
And you take possession of it. Make you more prosperous and numerous than your ancestors.
Do y'all see that?
Restore everything
What if you embrace those blessings for yourself and believe God was talking to you regarding that? I won't even speak to this time that we're in. In other words, all of this right here is resemblant of the scripture. I will cause the cankerworm and the tapeworm and the caterpillar and the locust to what? Regurgitate everything they consume. You're looking at it that way, but you got to think about all that they consume. God is saying, in other words, God is saying, I will restore you and everything about you and everything belonging to you. Is there anything you've lost? And God is saying, if you obey my voice, I will restore everything. That the cankerworm and the locust and the caterpillar, everything that they ate up and destroyed, I will restore it back unto you. Your livestock, isn't that in there?
Mm.
Okay, your possessions, your wealth. Shoot, he said, I'm going to throw in some good measures. Stuff that wasn't even yours, you're going to get. Stuff you didn't have before, you're going to have this time around. I'm not going to just restore you with what you had, but I'm going to restore you with something that belongs to somebody else. The wealth of the wicked is what? Laid up for the righteous. You're looking at me all funny like, huh? Any questions? Any thoughts? So that's the Palestinian covenant. What's the next covenant?
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Bishop, isn't that I thought the Palestinian covenant came after when the like in the book of Judges.
No, you gotta look at it this way. Does Deuteronomy come before Judges or after the book?
Before.
So would it not be before? Because right now we're still chronologically correct in the movement of God in humanity.
Well, I think I'm getting confused because so the Jews, they came from under Pharaoh's rule. And so I think I'm just confused because wouldn't it technically be the Pharaoh's covenant and then the Palestinian covenant? Because they're coming from under Pharaoh?
So God's making a covenant with Pharaoh.
No. I'm sorry. I mean the captivity that they were in.
That was the what?
The Pharaoh's
That's
captivity.
part of the captivity that they're in is part of the Abrahamic covenant. Because in the Abrahamic covenant, it speaks to them being in a land, and they shall be taken possession of as slaves, and they'll be in slavery for 430 years. All of that. So you got to remember, the Mosaic covenant is covering through the Exodus. Not the Exodus. The Exodus through the Numbers and Leviticus and all. There's stuff in between there that's unfolding as it pertains to the the Abrahamic covenant. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it wrong. The Abrahamic covenant begins in Genesis, and everything that is spoken of in segments of Genesis is unfolding, which also included what? The enslavement of the people of God, which was what? In the beginning of Exodus.
Mhm.
Right. So, right, good point. The Abrahamic covenant, thanks, Minister Brunson. Do you have this written down? The Abrahamic covenant goes from Genesis 12 and 1 through Exodus 19 and 8.
One more
So that
time,
means
please. One more time.
Genesis 12 and 1 through Exodus 19 and verse 8.
Yeah.
All
That
right, I'm sorry.
encompasses the Abrahamic covenant, which includes the enslavement of what? The Israelites. But God
Okay.
speaks of that in the Abrahamic covenant, that the people of God would be what? Enslaved. But he will what? Raise up a what? A deliverer to deliver them out. So all of that's part of the Abrahamic covenant. The Mosaic covenant is not for Moses, but the Mosaic covenant is for the people of God given to Moses when they were what? In the wilderness at Mount Sinai.
Yeah.
And that whole covenant was about that the people would be his people and he would be their God. It was all about the relationship. I have to leave. Thanks. Who was that?
Claudia.
All right, Sister Claudia. Just making sure. Okay. I do see stuff pop up. All right. Any other questions on that? You good, Ray?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay. So now you know, and so the Mosaic covenant covers Exodus 20 and 1 through 31 and 18. And then the Palestinian covenant stems from Deuteronomy 30, verse 1 through verse 9. Okay. And then we have after that one is what? The Davidic covenant.
That's
Then we
what
got to that. Then we get to that a little bit. Did we get into that a little bit? The Davidic covenant.
Yeah, it's 2 Samuel 7, 8-17, with verse 13 being the core of the covenant. Covenant that prophesies to Jesus and establishing that he will come from the line of David. Then you mentioned something about the house, the throne, the kingdom,
right. There was 3 things about the Davidic house, a throne, and then the kingdom.
But
I didn't dive into all of that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right then. I am going to give my notes to Brunson to teach on those 3 points next week for the Davidic covenant. I'm gonna give her my notes, and we'll talk about it if you need. We'll talk about it. It's because my notes are my notes, but they got to be clear for you. So I got to explain it so you can envision it in your way of how you present it. But I'll give her my notes so that she can teach this. All right. Thank you for tonight. Hey, Tammy, you popping in and out. Thank you for tonight. Again, August will be a breathe and a break. I will have it put in the group me, the link for me preaching every Sunday in August, except third Sunday, but it's online and it's at 11 o'clock. So some of you may not be able to see it because it's 11. And I don't know if they record either, so I don't know. But their service is at 11 o'clock. I don't know how they do. They don't do, everybody don't do what our sim does. Sim records. But if they do record, I will let y'all know. But I will be there the first, second, fourth, and fifth. By that time, I may be venturing into Village Baptist Church because they're probably starting that process between September and October. I'm inviting the preachers to come in to do Sunday school and then preach. And then an interview. And then they'll let us know who gets to be advanced forward at that point.
And on the Sunday that
We'll be praying all goes well.
Y'all welcome to come. Yeah, you're welcome to come.